Sis and tell, a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing, nothing. Sis and tell, a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, man. How are you?
Well, I feel like we have to start this podcast paying some respects to Dolly.
The legend.
The legend.
The goat.
Yeah.
I'm
and
so sad.
We should create an international holiday, and it should be on your birthday. And do you know why?
Why?
Think about it. When's your birthday?
Oh, on my birthday. I thought you
Yes.
meant like everybody should just celebrate it on their own birthday, which I think they already do.
I think we should all celebrate. Yeah. Why on your
Oh,
birthday?
my gosh.
Yep.
Yes. The international holiday to celebrate Dolly Parton should be on my birthday. And it's not because I think the world should celebrate me, although that might be a secondary benefit, but because I was born on, you ready for it? 9/5.
Yes. I
Yep.
think it only
Born
makes
on
sense.
9/5. What a way to have a celebration. We are getting by Dolly Parton and her imagination.
I've been
Oh, there you
watching clips of past Q&As with her, like with audiences from, it looks like from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And she is so quick-witted, or was quick-witted, and hilarious and sweet and endearing. Someone said, Dolly, how long does it take you to get your hair done? And her response was, well, I don't know, because I'm not there.
Because if you didn't know, Dolly was also famous for her wigs.
She said, yeah. And then someone's like, Dolly, if you could have been a man, would you have wanted to be a man? And she goes, you know what? I am way too prissy or sissy to be a man. And if I had been a man, I would have been a drag queen.
She was, we've been talking about it every morning at our workout, because we keep telling our coach, we're like, you have to play Dolly. You have to play Dolly. Play more Dolly. And every time Jolene specifically comes on, we all cheer. But I don't know anyone, legitimately, anyone who was universally beloved the way she was. There's no one. I can't imagine anyone had an unkind or unflattering word to say about her. And it just makes me think we should all strive to be like Dolly.
Yes.
I mean, we should. I love it. And of course, I think if we look at the spike in internet Googling and reel watching and social media, surfing to find these beautiful and, wonderful clips of her, throughout the years, I think it's going to be like in the gazillions of people who are now going down rabbit holes, just trying to get just a piece of her, voice, her stories, her personality. There was one I saw that said, well, everybody must ask you the same question, which is, would you consider running for president? I know it's come up. Would you run? And of course, there's like shirts that say Dolly for president. So he says, what do you say when people ask you that? And she said, well, I appreciate it, but I just tell them there have been enough boobs in the White House. I mean, she has the best one-liners.
She is the best one. And I'm like, does she have a writing staff? Does she have? She's like, they're like ready to go. Like all these, she's so quippy.
She
oh
is.
My God,
she loved everyone. She included everyone. She embraced everyone, and that made everyone.
She was an ally to so many different communities. Also, incredible.
But it made everyone feel seen and heard and loved, and I mean that they just loved Dolly. We went. The only time I went to Dolly Would. Have you been to Dolly Would?
No.
I know you need to go, but we went. Alan and my friend Monique and I. We went during COVID because there was 6 of us who we said, we have got to get out of Chattanooga and we've got to just go somewhere. I don't care if we see anybody.
We've got to go to Dolly Would.
We've got to go. Like, where should we go where there are no people? Dolly Would, where there were hordes of people. But here's the beautiful thing. In the midst of COVID, this is probably pretty soon in, 6 to 12 months in, she mandated that anyone who came to Dolly Would had to wear a mask.
Yeah.
At all times.
And for the Southeast, that was like...
For the Southeast, that
very
was...
controversial.
Yeah, it was very political. It was very controversial. Except when you crossed the threshold at Dollywood, because Dolly said so, so you said okay. And everyone coexisted and everyone enjoyed the music and the gospel and the rides. And we had the best day. And it was such a memory for us because, especially during COVID, when there was just so much stress and there was so much isolation, this was the antithesis. Everyone was united, everyone was celebrating, everyone was joyful, everyone was together. It almost felt normal. And thanks to Dolly.
Well, I took an acting class with this woman who worked at Dolly World, and
Dolly Would.
Dolly Would. Mixing it up with, what was the name? What was it from
gosh.
Family Vacation? What was it? Wally.
Wally World. You combined the two. You combined Wally World with Dolly Would.
I sure did. Dolly Would. Dolly Would, which was Dolly's World. And she was a pastry chef. And she said if they were told to make lemon bars or lemon squares, they knew
Yeah.
Dolly was popping over because those were her favorite. So I think we should all be making some lemon squares for Dolly. They were as sweet and sassy as she is.
Yeah.
So,
well, and because I live in Tennessee, nobody is not talking about it. I know the whole world is talking about it, but especially being here in Tennessee, it's so funny. We went to dinner that night, and this cute waiter who looked like he was 20, came by and he said, "How are you today?" And I said, "We're sad." I said, "But we're going to toast Dolly tonight." And he just sort of, his shoulders slumped. He goes, "We're all sad." He said,
know.
he goes, "I met her once." And I said, "No way." And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "We were at Dollywood, and all of a sudden they announced on the PA, ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the parade," right? All of a sudden there was a spontaneous parade, and there was Dolly in the midst of it. And then she was, shaking hands and kissing babies. And he said, "I'll never forget that." And it was so special. And I told him that. I go, "Well, were they making lemon squares? Because I heard that's the tell. When she was there were lemon squares." He goes, "I don't know, but I did see her." I said, "Good." So everybody's got, look, whether we had the opportunity to meet her in person, hear her in concert, or just have vivid memories of her from the movies or from, country music fame. It's just, I think we're all collectively grieving.
Yeah.
And also, I think we're all collectively celebrating that she existed. And that's not hyperbole. She was one of a kind. There will be there are flags being flown at half mast all across Chattanooga. I'm sure across Tennessee. I imagine maybe in other places, but we've been noticing them, like places you wouldn't even imagine.
There will never be anyone like Dolly ever again.
Ever.
Yeah.
May her memory always be a blessing.
Yeah. So what you before we started the podcast, you were talking about having to redo your schedule today and how it messed you up because it was a hair washing day. Which I was like, "Oh my God, this is so 1950s, 1960s." Like women would be, I don't know if they were using it as an excuse to say no to a date.
You're right.
But they'd be like, "I'm sorry, I can't go out tonight. I have to wash my hair." I'm like, what was going on in that decade where
I get it.
But I mean, maybe they were having to iron their hair, which is a lot. I mean, that's what for your hair washing day. That's like you have to straighten it. Like it's a whole
lot.
It's an ordeal. But like, what is that? What was happening back then? That people were like straightening? Was it everyone with curly hair who couldn't go out? Because it was like, or those the women with straight hair were like, "Oh no, it's easy. I just need an hour." But like women with curly hair or wavy hair and any sort of texture were like, "I'm sorry, it's going to take me 24 hours to make."
Can we schedule that date for next year?
I have to wrap them in old orange juice cans and wait for it to dry naturally. Like, did they even have hair dryers or what did they look like? I don't even know.
I don't know either. But I mean, I can picture these women in curlers or things that they slept in. And I mean, I wash my hair twice a week and I work out every day, but still, I think the sweat helps keep the.
Do you do dry shampoo?
I don't do dry shampoo. I don't think my hair needs to be washed more than that. Honestly, I don't think most people's hair.
As long as it doesn't smell or look greasy, I think you're good.
I don't know. I don't have a great sense of smell, so it may smell, but I don't smell it, so it doesn't affect me.
So let me ask this question to you, okay? Yeah. And what you would do in this situation. Aaron and I were going on a walk.
Wait, are we done with my hair?
Yeah, we're done with talking about hair. We're moving forward. Okay?
I was just going to say, if I was born and had to date in the 1950s or 60s, I would not go out on a hair washing day. I understand those women because it takes me far too long. I've got 17 tools in my arsenal to be able to straighten my hair, and it still takes forever, and it still doesn't always look the way it looks at the beauty salon. So that's it. Go ahead.
The beauty parlor.
You're on a walk.
So we're on a walk. We go around. There's like this kind of like this park. Aaron calls it the Dimple because it's like sunken. It's like a sunken park. It's
Yeah.
like it collects water at a certain point if it's like very rainy. But we're walking around this sidewalk that goes around it, and I come across a case for like earbuds, right? Like the iPod, what are they called? The Apple ones.
The AirPods.
AirPods, thank you. This is the AirPod case. It's important that they're Apple. And I open it up and it's completely empty and it's about to rain. So
Ooh.
I pick it up and I'm going to say, I'm going to help the person find this by either connecting it to my phone if it allows and by making a post about it on the neighborhood page. Aaron's like, you should leave them. I was like, no, it's going to rain. He goes, they have like, they can track them from their phone, but if you take them, they're not going to be able to. I'm
Yes,
like,
they
yeah.
can. Why can't they track? They can track them anywhere.
I go, but it's about to rain. And like, I go, guys, I'm doing whatever I want. I'm taking these.
You're not the boss of me.
So I've been keeping them charged. And then every once in a while, I like will open up the case so that they can connect to whomever's trying to find them. Cause you have to open up the case for it to like send out a signal. And
you actually don't, but I love that you think that.
That's what it said. On Find My Phone, it said found device, open up the case, press this button twice, and then see if they left you a message. So I can see the serial number and the last 4 digits of their number, but so I've had them for like 2 weeks.
No.
And I made a post on the page and then I bumped it up like a week later and then kind of forgot. And then yesterday, Aaron and I are out to lunch. No, maybe I met a friend from. I can't remember if I was out to lunch with Aaron or we were out for coffee. Something happened, and all of a sudden I get a notification that was old that someone was ringing our Nest doorbell. And it's this mom and this kid, but it's like 12:30. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. And I'm like, did he get in trouble? What happened? Because he's like kind of standing in the back with this like look, and she's got her phone. And I go, she looks like she's here for a reason. And then Ruby gotten home early from school, and I'm like, oh my God, did they follow Ruby? Right? Like, did she cut someone off by mistake? But she's
the narrative you have.
I
created
know.
in
I created so many.
Is he an undercover FBI agent? He just happens to be very young.
I was
looking.
like, did he do something? Did he to get in trouble? And she's bringing him to apologize because he looks like he doesn't want to be. And Aaron's looking at the video with me and be like, he doesn't want to be there. I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, did he do something? I'm like, I don't know. That's what I thought. He has the same thoughts as me. So we can't hear what they're saying to each other because the dogs are also barking at them at the front door and no one's there except for Ruby, who was ignoring that someone was at the door.
Good for her.
So then I tracked down everything. They came like 25 minutes after she had gotten there. So anyway, then I realized, oh my God, it's the people who own.
It's the AirPod people.
It's the AirPod people. It is definitely the AirPod. So then like all last night, I'm waiting for them to come by. I'm hoping. So then I decide just to write a note and leave it on the door. And it's like on an envelope. So I put the AirPod container in there.
Oh, that was smart.
And wrote a note going, I hope you're here for these. I've been waiting.
Hysterical. Trick or treat.
I've been trying to connect you. I'm like, I've been waiting. But I'm also like, he must be homeschooled or something. Why was he home in the middle of the day?
But they didn't leave a note or anything.
No, because they probably were like, what if it's not there? What if it's in their yard? What if their kid took them? What if this? They don't know. They don't know that I've been trying to track them down.
It's funny that you had to open up the case because Alan, not to throw him under the bus, he knows exactly what I'm going to say if he's still listening to the podcast. And since he's listening to me on 2.5 times speed, I'm going to speak really slowly. Alan has left his AirPods in hotels around the world. And sometimes he remembers he's left them, sometimes he doesn't. But the last time he left them, he could track them to exactly where they are.
Yeah.
And luckily the hotel had, a Find My Stuff I Lost little department.
Yeah.
And you just go and you sign a form. They say, this is what we found. This was your room number. Is this what you lost? Do you want us to ship it back to you, or are you going to pick it up? All this stuff. So they shipped it back. I mean, we had to pay for it, but still.
Right.
It was it's so rewarding just to find it. At that point, I'm like, sure, I'll pay $50 for FedEx. I don't care. Just send me whatever I left. I'm so happy you found it.
Well, I have to say my cameras have come in handy. It is like the best television show sometimes.
I know. You talk to people though on yours. I never do. I see people sometimes who come to the door. I'm never like, "Hi, can I help you?" I feel like it's a little creepy. But you've talked to people who come to your door even if you're not home.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure we have. But I don't tell them we're not here.
Right.
Like if I had gotten that live notification, I would have been able to actually talk to them. I don't know if I could
Yeah.
have heard them because the dogs were so crazy. But no, like I literally have Google Home open on my phone right now, and I'm looking at it. Like, what if they stop by now? Then we'll be able to complete the story
That would be
live
awesome.
live
Could
on
you
the
come to the
podcast.
back and
Can
just
you
get
hi,
on
just pop
on my
in
podcast real
and
quick?
say, yeah,
We've been talking about you.
right.
What's your name?
I
Could
steal
you sign this
your
form?
container.
Yes.
So, to take a more serious note and turn this podcast into Dateline NBC,
Oh gosh.
our cameras did help me solve a mystery.
Okay, I'm dying for this. Okay, can I tell this from my perspective?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. So I am with, I guess, Alan and Levi, and I get. I don't really want to ruin what you're going to say, but
Mhm.
I get a text from you telling me something has happened that no one has fessed up to it, and then
Mhm.
you say, "But I just realized I have security cameras, and I can't wait to figure out who it is." So now start from the beginning because
Okay.
we have all been sitting on the edges of our seat. Okay. Levi and Alan probably forgot about it, but I have been anticipating talking to you because we
Yeah.
have not discussed this since you sent me that text, and I'm so
No.
excited.
You're like, stop talking, podcast. I'm like, all right.
Save it, save it, save it.
Zip. So, yeah, I walked into my garage, which is detached from the house. We have a standalone refrigerator and a standalone freezer in there. Okay. I walk in, there is a puddle of water by the freezer, and it is slightly ajar. And to me, it's obviously ajar. There is like this mat that got stuck and had kept it open. Everything, and I mean everything in the freezer was thawed out.
Oh, the worst.
So fast forward to the benefit of it, I was able to clean out the freezer. I was spraying things down. I was wiping the bottom out. I'm like, that is a whole lot of disgusting. So I was able to clean it out. So my first thing is, who did this? Because I've said to the kids and to everyone, like, make sure the freezer door closes. It's an older unit. It's like lost its suction. So it's just important to not slam it closed because then it'll pop back open.
No, you got to smush it.
You got to smush it. So I wanted to know who did it, not so I could yell at them, but maybe a little, but also so they could.
I didn't want to make them feel a little guilty,
Yeah.
just not in trouble.
But also, I wanted them to help me, right?
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
that is the
Take
repercussion.
responsibility and let's help. Yeah.
And I wanted them to help me not only because I didn't want to do it by myself, they're responsible for it, but I wanted them to see how wasteful it was.
Yeah.
So, and we'll get into the discussion with what you would throw away and what you wouldn't throw away, because this was an argument.
So hold on. All 4 of your other family members were home at this time.
Hi. So I text the Jewish old age home group text, which is the name of our family group chat. And I said, who did it? Come help me clean it out.
Yeah.
And then I called everyone individually. Oscar and Ruby immediately threw Murray under the bus and said it was probably him.
They're not wrong.
And Ruby says, I haven't gone to get something out of the freezer in a really long time. And I'm good at closing it. And she is.
Fair.
She
Yep.
is good. So then I'm like, okay. No one's fessing up.
Wait, hold on. I just want to make sure Aaron was also on that.
Yeah,
text, right?
he's like, I didn't do it.
Okay.
So I was like, all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I've got video footage, and I'm realizing this as I'm driving to the grocery store to go to Whole Foods to go return something, and I could not wait to look, right?
So wait, where's your security camera that you can see? You could just see who goes into your garage. You
We
don't
have
see who opened the freezer.
We have a security camera showing part of the back deck, the stairs that go down. We can see people coming out of like the side door, like the human door, not the car door,
Okay.
of the not the garage door, but the Like we
Yes.
can see people
The
going
human
in
door.
and going out the human door. And so so I could see there was a lot. Aaron and I went out that night. Okay.
Okay.
So the last people on the footage are me and Aaron coming in. Okay. And we go straight into the house. Then I see around, you know, I don't know, 7:30, 8ish. I see Oscar and Murray starting to walk down the stairs.
Hmm.
But I don't see it. All of a sudden, it goes blank. And Aaron sends me
Have they
that.
erased the tape?
Yeah, it is like you see like a little bit of it, and it's like spoliation. Aaron sends it to me because he's also. I tell him.
Sorry, what did you just say? Spoliation?
Spoliation. It's a legal term. It's when Aaron gets security footage from like
Okay.
premise liability cases, and they'll have destroyed the evidence, right? Or something's wrong with it. So it looks like someone has destroyed it, but it's not. There's this weird glitch where you can't see what they're doing. I don't know if they've gone into the garage, but I do have.
Okay, what are the odds that it would happen right then?
Right? It was so weird. But then we do have footage of them returning. So you can see something in their hands, right? In Murray's hand, really small, like the size of a burrito. But I knew they were playing basketball. So I assumed it was a LaCroix. And I said, hey, what were you getting from the garage at this time? And that they indeed said, we're getting LaCroix. They were together. And I believed that. And then I look back a little bit before that, before Aaron and I left, and I see Aaron
Mm-hmm.
walking.
You do notice that
Yeah.
a few minutes ago,
Yeah, I
wanted
see-
to stipulate
Yeah,
that Aaron was
I-
on this
yeah,
group text.
he sure
Thank
was.
You. Please continue.
So I
Please
see
continue.
Aaron, and he said, I didn't get anything out of the freezer. So I see Aaron go into the garage and then come out of the garage empty-handed. So
I was like, with a frozen turkey under one arm.
He didn't have
and-
anything in his hands, but I said to him, hey, did you go into the garage around 7:00? Yes, I did. Okay. Were you looking for anything in particular?
Like ice cream?
Yes.
Mm.
What were you looking for? You nailed it on the head. I was looking for ice cream.
Before you even said anything,
I knew you.
I had like the game of
knew.
Clue in my head, and I'm like, it's Aaron
Immediately.
Marks in the garage
because of
with
ice cream.
the ice cream. Yes, that's exactly. I'm like, I know it was Aaron because he just didn't think about it. He just,
Yeah. And so
bless his heart.
bless his heart. And so then he was the one who by the way, he had started to help me unload the freezer before we knew it was him. He immediately was in there helping. And I started throwing out everything. And he goes, what are you doing? Why are you throwing that away? I go, it is meat. I go, it has been, I don't know how long it's been. Like the weird thing is there's like a bag of ice in there that's not really unfrozen. But everything else is like mushy. Like there was mahi burgers that were not cooked. I threw those
Bye-bye.
away. But
Bye-bye.
he kept everything. Like, and he said, "Look," I go, "You're keeping the frozen butter chicken dinners from Trader Joe's." He goes, "But it's all cooked." I go, "I don't care. It's meat." And so he put everything in the inside freezer, and everything kind of looks like it looks like a MC Escher painting, because it's like, it was like
A little askew.
it's like, it was like
melty.
it was melted and then it got frozen again. And so anyways, I go, well, I'm not eating any of this. And now all the children know what to avoid because it's all in the inside freezer.
Have you like blue dotted it all, like gone through and
I don't
stickered
even
it?
need to. But it was, yeah. So
Gross.
but I
Gross.
saved
Do not eat it.
luckily, like 2 of the challahs you had brought me were in there, which are
Those
fine.
are fine. They
Fine
can
to
freeze.
refreeze. The all mommy's goodies were in there, but I
Refreeze.
refroze
Yep,
that.
yep.
I made French toast out of one of your challahs. It was perfect. I was like, oh, this is already unfrozen. Great, I'll make some French toast.
Yes. Yes.
So anyway, he was the culprit. I
Perfect.
appreciate my cameras.
I love it. The crazy thing though is the glitch or the, what do you call it?
Yeah, yeah.
Spoiliola.
Spoilation.
Spoilation.
The areola.
That the areola that happened exactly when those kids were going
I
towards
know.
the
It was
freezer.
it was so weird. It was all of a sudden it was like a ghost got
That
involved.
did add to the drama. I appreciate that.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got to tell you something that I just can't stop thinking about because
Okay.
I think we started with joy, with Dolly,
And
and
hair.
I want to end with some joy and some
Okay.
aspirational because I've also been thinking how it's so appropriate that Dolly Parton named it Dolly Would. I know that's a play on Hollywood, but it's also like, what would Dolly do? Dolly Would, right? Like, think
Yeah.
about the way she would act.
Dollywood.
So
Yeah.
Dolly Would,
Dollywood. Oh my
right?
God, I
Dolly would be
love
kind.
that.
Don't you love it? Dolly
Yeah.
Would, like
Yeah.
Would, folks, in
Yes.
case you're having a hard time figuring out what we're saying. Um, okay, so all this to say is Levi had one of his best friends from college in town, and we're hanging out, and they go to school in California, and then his grandparents live in LA. And so they've gone to visit them a bunch of times, and Levi's gotten to know them too. So we're just talking about how are they, what are they doing? And I said, what do they keep up to? Because, they're retired. He's like, well, basically my grandfather loves making model airplanes, like big ones that you fly, like 10-foot ones.
Oh.
And
Oh,
he's,
like
yeah,
they're like RC ones?
yeah, like I think he owned a hardware store at one point, their family. So he's very handy. He can fix anything. He goes, and my grandmother talks on the phone. And I said, okay. So listen to this.
Does she run the 1-800 Butterball line?
No, she could though. So his grandmother, I love this so much. I can't, and I am, this is coming from me who I am a self-proclaimed like terrible communicator. And to all of my friends, I'm sorry. I've got to be better. Instead of just saying I'm a terrible communicator, I need to make an effort. She talks to the same people Monday through Friday at the same person at noon, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4,
She
then
has a schedule?
4:45.
That's really
She has a
cute.
schedule. She talks to the exact same people every day, and then on Saturday and Sunday, it's like 2 or 3 different people, one at noon and one at 1 o'clock, and then something else. But literally on the dot. He goes, "Yeah, you can't call her between 12 noon and basically 5 o'clock any day of the week. She's busy." I'm like, "But what do they talk about?"
Do they
He
talk
goes,
about the other
I
conversations?
think
Like
that's
like
literally he says, "I think she just reports on the other conversations to the other people." Like
Right.
but the 4 o'clock call is very important. That's with her friend Linda. And Linda is like, a very important person. Like if any call gets disrupted, it cannot be the Linda call for some reason because she is really cornerstone to all of this. So much so that I think his grandmother's clock was off. Something happened, and at 4:02, Linda called her because
Oh,
that's my other question. I'm like, what do they talk about, and who calls whom? Right?
why
Like,
yeah,
first
why
of all,
is she always in charge of making the phone
it
calls?
feels like she's maybe in charge of making the phone call. But at 4:02, Linda called her, and Levi's friend said, and this is the sweetest thing. This is everything you need to know about Linda. Her first words were,
Are you okay?
"Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is everything
Oh,
okay?" Which I
yeah.
think is amazing. So I'm like, oh my gosh. But that's actually like, first of all, we talk a lot, but we also always talk on, Thursday mornings at 9:30. But I don't want to wait a week to figure out something happened to us. I need more I need more of an insurance policy. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess I have Alan. I mean, I talk to him every day. But like,
Doesn't
isn't
count
that
there,
sweet
yeah.
that like she has this community of people that she talks to all the time. I'm not
That's really
sure. Look,
sweet.
I never join Rotary because I can't do anything the same time every
Yeah, but
week.
besides
But
your husband, who would be like, "What's something's wrong with Allison?" I think if you didn't make a phone call or something, I think it's your F45 friends.
oh
Like
yeah, they
if
would know
you
for
didn't
sure.
show up, they would be the search party.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, by the way, this is really circling back. One of my friends who's like, she's a lawyer, and she's like, if she doesn't get enough sleep, she's like, I went to bed too late tonight because I had this case or whatever, or I can't do this because I don't feel well. Last night, she goes, I'm not making it to work out. I've scrolled through way too many Dolly reels. I'm like, you have just reached the height of excuses for not
Right.
showing up. I go, if you're throwing Dolly under the bus, and she's like, I
Yeah.
knew you would like that. But you're right, my F45 group, because they're like, that's like the first point of contact in the morning. Susan too, Susan Stern, she calls me almost every morning just to check in. So
Yeah.
if it had been too long, but F45, Alan, I guess I have some, but it just makes me say, what would Dolly do? And Dolly would want to talk to her friends more. So I know it's not it's the Jewish New Year coming up. I got to add this to my list of resolutions, and I'm going to call people in my life more often. Not you. I talk to you way too
Can
much.
we just text people instead? Calling seems exhausting.
Calling is exhausting. But what is it? Like, I think if you just knew you were going to talk for 10 minutes, right? This is your 10-minute phone call, not an hour. And then I think
Yeah.
the longer I go without
Yes.
talking to somebody, the longer I think the conversation has to be in order to catch up. And I don't think that's true.
I also feel like I can talk longer if it's Zoom. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like it's more interactive or a TV show, and then I can
Yeah.
also look at myself, and I love looking at myself for way more than
That's
10
why
minutes.
you're still doing this podcast,
Right.
because we use video and audio.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The only way. Well, thanks for listening to the latest Sis and Tell podcast. Don't forget to share us with your friends, share us with your family, share us with your foes.
As always, this has been Amanda and Allison with a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. We'll catch you next time.